So this is the funny fox on page 18. There's the fox, and this fox is wearing a scarf. This is a song about a fox who likes to borrow clothes, even though animals don't normally wear clothes, do they? That's why it's kind of funny. Now, the first thing I want to show you about this song is that it's 2 pages. My pencil is pointing here because this is how I knew that it was 2 pages. At the end of a song, we usually have this thing. We call this a final bar line. It's a double bar line because there's 2 lines, and that's how you know it's the end of the song. If you don't see that, it means the song isn't over yet. So when I just saw this regular bar line here, I was like, oh, there must be another page. And sure enough, you go to the next page and the song keeps going. Now, it's actually 12 measures, just like our last song was. It's just that it's spread over 2 pages because of the way the words are phrased. So it's not longer, even though it's on 2 pages. All right, now something special that I want to show you about this song is the rhythmic pattern. Remember when we talked about rhythm? A pattern is something that repeats. So this song has the same rhythmic pattern all through the song, 4 times for each line. Do you see how you have the same kinds of notes? You have a bunch of quarter notes and then a whole note. And it does that on each line. Let's count how many quarter notes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the whole note. So that rhythmic pattern sounds like this. Now, you may have noticed I have that little trick. When I get to a whole note, I keep moving my hands to keep track of the beat. The beat is the quarter notes. Ba, 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 right? So when I shake my hand, that's my way of keeping track of 1, 2, 3, 4, to hold that out for 4 beats. So I'm going to go ahead and clap it again, and this time I'm going to say the words with it. So for now, just listen. Try to get that rhythmic pattern in your head. Okay? Here we go. There's a funny fox who borrows clothes. Wishes she was human, I suppose. Saw her wearing pants and then a hat. That's my scarf, what do you think of that? All right, that's how the song goes. I'm going to clap that rhythmic phrase that repeats. I'm going to clap it one more time, and this time I want you to echo it back to me. I'll do it, and then you do it. Okay, let's try it. Here we go. Your turn. Did you go? Good. Okay. We're going to do it now 4 times together because that's how many times we have it in the song. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ba, 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 ba. All right? So, let's try 4 times the same rhythmic pattern. Here we go. All right, great job. Now, let's move on to looking at the notes. There's a few things I want to point out here. First, let's talk about when you play it, things that will make it easier to play. As usual, we start on what note? Middle C, right? Between the treble and the bass clef with a little line through it. So you start with the C, and then what's the next note? We go up 1. What comes right after C? D. So we go back and forth between C and D. And then what? What comes after that? We're still moving up, right? So what's that bottom line note? Do you remember what that is? That's an E, treble E. And remember, you can always count up C, D, E. But the thing I really wanted to show you here, for making it easy to play, is to notice that when you move to the second line, that stays on E. See how it's also a bottom line note? So what you might do is just draw the letter E to help you remember, to give you a little hint while you're holding that quarter note to be thinking, I'm going to play another E right after I'm done with this whole note. You could also draw in an E. You're just trying to get yourself ready so that there's no pause, no break between the end of the first line and the beginning of the second line. Now, the same thing happens on the second page. The second page echoes what happened on the first page, but now it's in the bass clef. So we started off like this. And then when we get to page 2, it does the same thing, but lower. See how those are the same? What that means is that when you get to the end of line 1, it's also an E. Just like this was an E, but this one's bass clef E. And just like on page 1, the next note on the next line is going to be also E, because it copies it. So you can do yourself the same favor. You can draw in the E, or you can write an E. Just remember to wait to play it until you've held that out for 4 beats. This is just to give you a little reminder before you get down there. All right? So now I'd like you to go through and label all of the notes, just like we've been doing, and then you'll turn the video off to fill all that in so you can take as much time as you need, and then we'll check and see what notes you wrote. Here we go. All right, so I didn't write them in this time. I'm just going to say them out loud. Let's say them together, all right? So you've got all your notes filled in. Let's call them out at the same time. Here we go. C, D, C, D, C, D, C, D, E. Next line. E, F, E, F, E, D, C, D, E. Now we move on to page 2. C, D, C, D, C, D, C, D, E, E, F, G, F, E, D, C, D, C. Great. One last thing that I'm going to point out while we're looking at the music is at the end of the song, we actually go straight down the stairs. Remember our scale? So if you look at the fingerings, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we're in the left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to sound like this. You're stepping down the stairs. So I'm going to draw an arrow that's going down, stepping straight down. So that might help make that last part a little bit easier. You can just think of it as going down the stairs. Okay, let's move on to the keyboard.